24. So yeah, we are watching from Pepsi's perspective in the bottom left corner, playing as Blue Empire here. And then we have Suwak in the top right corner across the map, so definitely some potential for quick expansions or a little bit more defensive play into the mid game or late game. I don't think it will support any rushes or quick pushes, but this is interesting. Pepsi going for closed base with his barracks, which is definitely quite unusual. You have a really good defensive position here on this map. But this definitely kinda helps defending against catapults. So that might be quite useful, but overall I don't really think this is the best idea. And especially when this is a map that Suwak picked, and we of course saw many times how he plays this map. He always makes this front base in this area where he makes a tower and temple. And then he goes for expansion with that defensive point. So I think he'll definitely go for that. And I'm not sure if Pepsi wants to play so defensively like this, but he's going for immediate swordsman. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's trying to come up with, but I think it will be some interesting strategy, potentially Valkyries. We also saw that from him. He usually goes either Valkyries or Elf Rangers. He doesn't really like to play traditionally with swordsman, priest and potentially some catapults. So we're going for first scout with peasant. Pepsi also with peasant and swordsman, so potentially some tower rush. But no, he's actually going... This is interesting, now he's building the front base. I mean, this will be an indicator for Suwak that Pepsi made an immediate expansion, because he's making late barracks in the front. So if he doesn't check this, he could be just running around the map looking for expansion, but I don't think that will be the case. Also, when they spawn across the map, it will take some time for Suwak to actually get here and even scout these barracks. Suwak also building kinda open.
My sword serves you.
But yeah, we see two farms and two barracks from both players, just different positioning, or building placement rather.
Ready for work, my lord. Building complete, my lord. We must build more farms, my lord. Building complete, my lord. Our forces are under attack.
Okay, two swordsmen killing here. One swordsman of Pepsi. Suwak still not going for his front base. This is also a really interesting positioning. I'm not sure what he's trying to build here. The farms are more in the front than these barracks. Also,
We're under attack.
it's just in the middle of nowhere. The second barracks there.
Our forces are under attack.
We see one tower from Pepsi in the back, but still those one barracks in the front. I'm really not sure what he's trying to come up with there, but Pepsi has a really interesting strategy. But Suwak now finally going for the tower. Also temple in the back, okay, that's interesting. And also blacksmith. Pepsi now going for town hall upgrade. Tower that is not upgraded yet. We see some small swordsman skirmishes in the middle. Tower being finished and immediately upgraded. But Suwak is definitely under some small pressure here. Another tower here, another interesting position.
Upgrade complete, my lord.
Oh, actually... Ah, this is my mistake. This is not the tower of Suwak. He's actually getting towerized by Pepsi. I totally misread this situation. So yeah, this is even more interesting. Suwak is pushed back a little bit and he's getting pressured by tower rush from Pepsi then. However, he managed to stop this tower. These barracks might fall. Suwak made first Elf Ranger. Okay, no towers actually from him yet. He has the stone keep there. We see some more swordsmen being produced. Yeah, swordsman spam from Pepsi. Suwak still not even going for a single tower. Doesn't have catapults, doesn't have Valkyries. To be honest, he doesn't really have anything right now. Fortunately for him, Pepsi will probably not take advantage of that in terms of expansion, but I would at least expect some catapults from Suwak or Tower.
Building complete,
Okay,
my
now
lord.
building the gnome workshop. I think Pepsi basically never makes catapults, so I don't think Suwak has to be afraid about that. But the towers will be definitely quite dangerous. And second one is already being upgraded as well. Suwak has way less units. Even though he has only 4 less population, but yeah, I mean, Pepsi is totally taking this. Maybe he wants to expand actually in this area, which would be quite interesting. But as I said, he's not making catapults and Suwak will have them soon, and then it will be pretty hard for Pepsi. But I still don't really see a reason why Suwak doesn't make at least one tower here. Especially when there are no catapults against him. He's getting second damage upgrades for Elf Rangers. First catapult being produced, he also has 3 priests. But he doesn't have anything in the front yet, so not sure what he wants to support with the priests and catapults. Okay, Suwak actually pushing against the tower when he has less units. He literally just needs to wait like 10 seconds for a catapult, yeah, so I don't really see a reason behind this. But Pepsi actually going for gnome workshop as well. Suwak needs to immediately destroy the tower before Pepsi can react with his own catapults. Yeah, he should just run away with the peasant, no reason to really wait here. I mean, he can slow Suwak down, but obviously the tower will fall down anyways, and he's just wasting resources on it. You also see front temple. Actually, I think Pepsi maybe doesn't even have trailblazing yet. For faster movement speed. Tower is still there. I just needs to one-shot it quickly. Which he will manage now. Pepsi finished gnome workshop, but was a little bit delayed with the catapult there. He also doesn't have any wood. Suwak has a ton of wood. But yeah, Pepsi is mainly lacking the healing from priests now. Suwak has a healthy army, while Pepsi has more units, but all basically dead. Because he was just making only swordsmen for so long. It was definitely a mistake. He's actually going for Fortify. Not so sure about that. Yeah, I think Pepsi could have won it here. He played it better. He had a really good start. Quite questionable building placement, but then he did a nice push. Unfortunately, then he kinda messed up, I think. I don't think he can turn this around anymore. But maybe if he can slow the enemy down for long enough to produce priests, then he might have a chance. He's at least getting some slight healing from the temple for now. He also has his first catapult. Unfortunately, he has still only one catapult against 2, and so I will soon have 3 of them. So I'm actually going for immediate expansion. Okay, nice push. I think he just finished the trailblazing upgrade, but both of them actually did. The swordsmen are much faster. Pepsi managed to find out about his expansion, but he doesn't have time to actually worry about it too much. He's getting pressured again. Pepsi not really producing any units. This is a huge mistake in terms of multitasking. He has ton of resources, and even though he has basically only gold, he was spending swordsmen anyways, so he could be definitely producing in these 2 barracks. He's actually going for Elven Sanctuary, so potentially he wants to swap to Valkyries. It's true that Suwak is not really prepared for that. He doesn't have Elf Rangers. I mean, he has Elf Rangers, but he doesn't have Elven Sanctuary for Phoenixes. Pepsi lost a catapult here. His swordsmen are trying to stop this expansion. I think he can maybe do that. Maybe even kill a catapult, but Suwak is already coming, and as I said, he has the advantage of priests, so overall he should be in a much better position. Pepsi is still sitting on ton of resources. Yeah, he should either make an expansion somewhere or just spam more units. And if he wants to go Valkyries, he needs to get gems from somewhere, because with these kinds of resources there is no way he can produce any meaningful amount of Valkyries to actually have any major impact or anything. We see plate mail upgrade from Suwak now. He already has 1 armor upgrade for Swordsman and 2 damage upgrades for Elf Rangers. Which is way ahead, yes. I mean, Pepsi was spamming Swordsman and he doesn't have any upgrades on them anyways, so it was definitely not the best move. He's actually going for the Valkyries, I kinda mentioned, but yeah, he really doesn't have any gems and he should at least spend the gold on Swordsman now to even it up a little bit more. But yeah, Valkyries are not really the best answer here anyways, because there are the Elf Rangers of Suwak. And he's making 11th century now, so he should be totally fine. He has an expansion now, basically fully working, which means double income for him. He has 30 more population, or 25 now. Making a tower at home. Suwak doesn't have that, but he has one in the expansion. He's making 2nd blacksmith. That's quite interesting. Especially when he has so much wood, he doesn't even have to get any more wood from here, but okay, he just wants to block this. But also making another barracks. He's going for slight push, but he's keeping his catapults at home, so I think he's just rather scouting. Perhaps he's doing something similar here. Unfortunately for him, if Suwak comes to this base, he will immediately scout the Valkyrie strategy, and then he will probably prepare for it even better. I'm still not really sure about the position placement of Pepsi here. Doesn't really make sense. Yeah, these barracks in the front, everything else in the back. Not saying this was the best possible placement, but he's definitely much better. And yeah, now he's actually running into towers and catapults. Still 30 population behind. Well, if I now see how good Pepsi is, I'm fine. Rekar is cooked. I mean, as I said, he had a strong start, but then he kind of fell off. Maybe he can still recover, but I don't think so. His expansion will get scouted soon by his Phoenix. Also the other things here. 3 Valkyries already joining the army of Pepsi, but that's just not enough at all. And we see more Phoenixes being produced. Actually in 2 11th centuries, yeah, Suwak is totally fine. Actually building 3rd 11th century. I don't see Valkyrie beacon yet, but he just wants to make sure that he's safe against air as well, I guess. Now the Valkyries were spotted by the swordsman. Yeah, we also see ton of Elf Rangers here. Now perhaps we'll see the Valkyrie, the 11th century productions. Actually we see a Dryad unit, you don't see that often. But it's not bad, you can use it to enchant enemy catapults. Or even mages, priests, knights, some strong units overall. We are going for another base, not even taking the natural expansion, just expanding more in the front to take map control. He also has teamwork for power building this town hall. Perhaps he still didn't finish his base. He was building it for so long, but just with 1 peasant, as you can see, Suwak is quickly catching up with his another base.
Building complete, my lord.
First damage upgrade for Suwak Swordsman as well. 2 new workshops for Pepsi. Seems like he kinda gave up on the Valkyries and he's going full on catapults. Which is probably smart because Suwak will now spend some resources on Phoenixes, I think. He didn't even make that many, only 3 Phoenixes. Actually, he only made the Dryad to place Eyes of Forest, I think, to scout the map better. I don't think he wants to use them for enchant, but maybe. Some Valkyries coming here, okay, potentially some harassment of peasants, but there is a guard tower and 2 watchtowers. So he's also going Circle of Ancients and Obsidian Tower. To be honest, I don't even remember if I ever saw him making these advanced units. He always just plays with the standard army. But we'll see. Obviously, Phoenix is immediately sniping out these Valkyries.
Our forces are under attack.
Perhaps his base is finished, but
We're under attack.
not full of peasants yet. Still missing a few of them there. Obviously Suwak already has the third base. I think we both are. Okay. Pepsi remaking his temple. I mean, yeah, he lost all of his buildings in the front, so now he doesn't even have any infrastructure. I mean, Suwak plays the Isles of Forests, but he should be scouting still with his Phoenixes maybe a little bit better, and this is easily pushable for him. But maybe he wants to go into the late game a little bit. Decree being researched now. He doesn't have resources for Knights or Mages. He's actually going for upgrades for Swordsmen and Fire Arrows for Elf Rangers in the Advanced Barracks, which are quite expensive upgrades, mainly on gems, 200 and 150 gems. Suwak coming with his Phoenixes into the enemy base. No Elf Rangers there or enemy Phoenixes or towers in this area, so just easily killing the Valkyries there. Pepsi finally making a blacksmith as well. I think Suwak still didn't even scout his base, but he doesn't really care about it anyways. He's sending one peasant here, not sure what his plan is. Potentially another expansion here, but there is this patrolling swordsman, so I don't think this is really gonna work for Pepsi. Some front production buildings from Suwak as well. We also see some pikemen. Decree should be finished in a second. But no mages yet. Actually, one mage, okay, one mage.
Building complete, my lord.
No knights yet. Another expansion from Suwak.
Prepare for the siege.
My sword serves you.
This seems like the final push of Suwak. 40 population ahead.
Building complete.
Even destroying some cherries with his catapults to create more space for his army. But I mean, Pepsi has definitely some army of catapults. 9 of them here against 4 of Suwak. There is that one Gerard that can potentially stop one catapult. Ah, nice harassment from Suwak with a decree. This is one of the most powerful harassments.
Upgrade complete, my lord.
It's the equivalent of the Stinger drop from Fallen. But it's just straight up one shot to the peasants, so potentially even better in some situations. Especially if you combine it with Arc. But yeah, we saw Pepsi totally decimating the swordsman of Suwak, so I don't think he'll be pushing like this anymore. He's getting more mages now, a lot of mages. He made a circle of ancients, but no knights for now.
Our forces are under attack.
Maybe he will make an arc and he will just decree the catapults. Otherwise, I'm not sure how he wants to get there with his mages close enough to cast decrees on them. But we'll see. I mean, he has 5 bases, yeah, so
Building complete.
it's just about time for him right now. It's a race mirror, he is 80 population ahead and he has 5 bases against 2, so there's obviously no way Pepsi can win this anymore, but we'll still probably see an interesting fight. Also going for mages, Pepsi, getting the decree upgrade, also Circle of Ancients, but he just doesn't have the income and resources for it to actually work. Some first Elf Rangers from him, okay. Suwak already basically on full population. All bases protected by at least 2 towers. Mostly fully upgraded. Horse armor. Finally some nice being queued up, but he doesn't have the population for it anymore.
My lord.
Making the last farm as well, even though you will get the population from the town hall, but just to get it a little bit quicker, I guess. You could wait for Pepsi to get full population as well for a nice fight, but probably not gonna happen. Pepsi now lost one of his incomes. It doesn't seem like he wants to get a new one because there are just scouts everywhere. Maybe this base is not being scouted right now, but I think Suwak is going for the push now. He's going to kill the last income of Pepsi anyways. And there is no way Pepsi can protect this. Suwak should have killed this way back. Oh, is he really gonna go out with the catapults just to get decreed? Okay, actually, decent push of swordsman against the mages. But there is more mages on this side as well, together with the knights. I don't know why Pepsi went out there. He should have just stayed back there with his catapults. He could have gotten some nice kills there, but yeah, he calls it GG, and it will be a win for Suwak. So let's check the results. 25 minutes, 69 kills for Suwak, 16 for Pepsi. The longest game yet, I think, in the actual tournament here. 16 researches, that's a lot. And obviously way more resources. Not a double, but like 40% more, yes.